All right, so we got news from the NFL in New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees is likely out with for 2 weeks after suffering the multiple fractured ribs and his lung issue on Sunday's win versus the 49ers. And by the way, this was reported by Kevin Pastro, from who was around the NFL writer. Um, I'll say this. I think this is a very short time for him to recover because I've had a problem with my lung before too, and it doesn't take 2 weeks to recover. I'm telling you that right now. Not to mention he's got a bunch of fractured ribs in the process. You know that's going to take a while. I don't think he's going to be ready in 2 weeks. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think they're giving him much time to heal. Take it from I've never broken my chest or my ribs or anything like that, but I've had lung problems in the past. So take it from me, it does not take 2 weeks to recover. I mean, some people are different. Some people do process that differently. I know when I had my lung issue, it took a month and a half for me to finally get back into full form. But in my opinion, I don't think this is enough time for Drew Brees to recover. I think they're kind of rushing it. If you ask me, what do you think, Mario?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, man. I think personally, I think they're gonna start off with 2 weeks, and then I think they might add like another week just to be safe with it,
Yeah,
depending on how he feels. But I mean, like, it doesn't look like, like with an injury like that, you expect him to be in pain, not be active anyway. But I seen him like he was doing a video with his children. I think he has two or three sons. I think it's three, but I seen his sons. They were using like a toy doctor kit and checking his heart.
yeah, that was
I thought
cool.
that was funny. I thought that was kind of funny. He's like, I have the best medical crew here, and I thought that was really funny. So it doesn't look like. So what that tells me, it doesn't look like he's in like, it's like as extreme as we thought. He's still. It's not like it doesn't look like he's just resting in his bed. Obviously, we wish him a speedy recovery. It looks
Yeah,
like
me
he's gonna
too.
have a speedy recovery. I do agree. 2 weeks is a little early.
Yeah,
Especially I think they might make the late decision. Be like, depending on how Jameis does. I hope personally, in my opinion, I hope Jameis does decent. I mean, it's a tough one for me. I'm a Vikings fan. Like, I'm kind of hoping for the Saints to just drop out the playoffs. But take away my fandom for the Vikings as like an analyst. I hope that Jameis Winston does good, so it gives them a reason to rest Drew Brees just a little bit more, so he can get more
yeah,
healthy. Because I mean, and it is if Winston does play bad, then you could put in Taysom Hill, and that's cool and everything too. But you don't know how that's going to go, considering the fact that Taysom Hill, I know he can throw, but he hasn't had like a full career NFL
yeah.
game
He's a
as just
utility player.
quarterback.
He's a utility player.
Right,
He plays every
he's just
position.
like the utility player. And so whoever the quarterback is, whether it's Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston, most likely it's going to be Jameis Winston. I hope that they play decently well, so it gives the Saints like another reason to keep Drew Brees on the bench for one more week at least. Because remember, the IR report said if he was going to be placed on IR, the minimum is 3 weeks. And you're giving him two, which is kind of rushing the process. So
Yeah,
I hope that I hope that they can make like a decision like that week, be like, hey, we're gonna bench Drew Brees one more game. Because I remember they did it. I don't want to go to my team, but I remember they did it with Thielen when Thielen hurt his ankle. I thought it was gonna be like a 1-2 week injury, and then it ended up turning into 5 weeks, 6 weeks without Adam Thielen playing a game, and that's why his stats were so low last year. But I mean, I hope that whoever the quarterback is, from an analyst point, not as a Vikings point. I don't. And as a Vikings fan or like an analyst, I don't want Drew Brees rushed in at all. And I know you
I
could say
agree.
that too because you're a Panthers fan. It affects you more. But I don't want Drew Brees rushed in. I don't want Drew Brees rushed in as he has to play, and then he gets even more hurt. That's not what I want to see.
Yeah, I don't
So
want to see that either.
so I hope that whoever this quarterback is plays decent. Good enough, and so that it gives them a reason to keep Drew Brees on that bench and have him recover just for one more week until he can get the minimum at least the minimum to come back.
Yeah,
But if they're gonna choose 2 weeks throughout the whole process, I think I agree with you. That's rushing it.
yeah, I agree. But I hope Drew Brees gets better. Hopefully he has a speedy recovery.